Hello, Facebook. Good morning. And hello, Instagram. Welcome, welcome. Today is Tuesday, and happy Tuesday, everybody. Today we're talking about 7 things people buy. And you could be marketing all wrong on your Instagram, Facebook. You could be selling it incorrectly, and that's the reason why you are not having any sales. So, increasing your sales by knowing these 7 things is probably one of the most profitable things you will know in your business. These 7 things. So, let's say you're a service provider. Good morning, whomever is online with me. Let's say you're a service provider and you decide to just jump on and you want to start selling, your coaching. However, you're just talking about the services, and that's all it is that you market, is just the straight up services, what your coaching offers. Let's say it comes with a workbook, and that's what you talk about as well. Well, my workbook is 300 pages, and this is what you get when you buy from me. A lot of the times, marketers business owners come on and they market incorrectly, right? They are essentially the service providers. However, it's really all about how do you get to speak with the consumer in a way that lands for them emotionally. So we want to talk about how is the solution going to emotionally solve their problem, because a lot of the times people actually buy via emotions. They buy through, their pain. They buy through trying to figure out, well, what do I want to really solve here? What really keeps me up at night? And there's a lot of people who actually say that. What keeps me up at night? A lot of marketers say, well, sell it in a way that talks about what keeps them up at night, right? What really keeps them up at night? But what does that fucking mean? Like, what do you mean, what keeps them up at night? Well, if they, have $40,000 in their credit card debts, right? $40,000, and they're like, oh my God, my credit card payment is due. Well, that's something that keeps them up at night. So how do you sell to them in that way? How do you sell to them where you're really talking about the thing that actually keeps them up at night? So it's not necessarily the $40,000 that keeps them up at night. Well, what is it then, Maria? What is the thing that keeps them up at night? It's the fact that their survival mode is on, right? They are in survival mode. They have lack of money. They are swimming in debt, and they probably can't make their credit card payment or whatever. They have to actually move some money around to make things happen and to make ends meet. So how would you market to that specific person who has issues with finances and who may have some debt that is kind of being a nightmare and a pain in their ass? How do you market to that person? Right? That's the question. Same thing for dietitians and nutritionists. How do you market to someone who is maybe overweight, or maybe have some diabetes issues, or maybe, have some leaky gut issues, which I recently researched leaky gut. How do you market to someone who is suffering from that? How do you market to that type of consumer? How do you market to them? And this is where you want to think about their emotions. So what are the emotions of people who want to improve their health, who want to improve their fitness, who want to look beautiful in a bikini? How would you market to that kind of consumer? See, that's the question. And it's not about pushing your services. It's not about, hey, this is my service, right? This is what I do. If you actually listen to my lives and follow me, rarely do I talk about my coaching services. Only if I'm referencing a client, or if I'm working one-on-one with someone and I post something about what we've done. But never do I full on talk about my services. I always talk about the pains of my audience. I always talk about what is it that they are not understanding. Well, a lot of the times people come to me, a lot of entrepreneurs come to me and they say, listen, this is what I want to do. I am a spiritual healer, and I want to have clients to help them heal their past trauma, right? What does that really mean, though? To heal their past trauma, what does that really mean? If you look at the root of that, If they have past trauma, what is the problem in their life? Are they not able to have working relationships in their life? Are they not able to make it land for their clients? Let's say they're a coach and they're not effective coaches because they're not able to make a breakthrough with their client. Is that connected to past trauma? Is that connected to their ability to be vulnerable with the client and go there? You see how this is all connected to what? Emotions. How do you really articulate your marketing in a way that causes people to buy? Question. That's the biggest question in the entire game of business. How do you articulate your marketing in a way where people are pulled to buy from you, right? Okay, so we're going to dive into the 7 things people buy, the 7 things that people actually buy, and what do you need to do to position your services in a way that pings at one of these 7 things, or multiple things. It could be 3 out of the 7 things. It could be all of the 7 things. I don't know how that could be, but you could, right? That's how you could actually position your marketing. So the 7 things that people buy, number 1 is saving money. People actually want to learn how to save money, keep their money that they make, and how do they just maintain their money and keep more of it in their bank account. That is kind of like around finance advice, wealth strategist. Hi, Nikki, how are you? Money coaches, right? People who are kind of like abundance coaches, how to create more wealth in your life, saving money. Okay. That is number 1, and out of the 7 things people buy. Number 2, making money. So people, this is actually a really big niche that people actually teach in the online space. And making money is one of the most survival things we need. Is how to make money, how to make more of it, and how to create a lifestyle that we are ultimately very happy with. Making money, how to make money online, that's one. Business growth strategist, right? So I would fall, good morning, Colleen, how are you? I would fall into this category, how to make money with your business. MLM coaches, there's multi-level marketing coaches that teach people how to make money with their business. Beauty business coaches, fitness coaches, investing coaches, really the coaching field, it's connected to another item on the 7 list, but one of them is for coaches. They teach you how to make money. A lot of these coaches online nowadays actually teach you how to make money, and they're in this niche. Okay, number 3, you guys, is freedom. So I would probably fall in this category, how to create a lifestyle that creates freedom in your life and in how you operate in your day-to-day business. How to create a business that provides freedom. Freedom, how to make money, right? Again, it's connected to how to make money and create a work from anywhere lifestyle, how to travel the world on just savings. That's actually a form of lifestyle that is considered free, right? How to create wealth from your expertise, from your intellectual property. That is also a form of freedom lifestyle, because what you would be doing is creating a business around what you already know. And you can work from anywhere. You can work on your couch. You can work on the beach, right? Freedom. I think that is probably, out of all of the 7 things, freedom is probably one of the most sought after items. People just want to feel a level and sense of freedom. Okay. Number 4 is improved health and wellness. So people who teach nutrition, diets, fitness coaches, how to get a nice butt, how to get abs, right? How to get toned arms and tries and all the things, right? Improves health and wellness. So that's also with the internal parts, like how to heal your thyroid disorder, how to, heal diabetes, how to heal all the things that's happening in your body. That is improved health and wellness. That's it. You could also be a coach doing that. I'm sure there's a lot of people that know that by now. And that is the 4th item on what people actually buy. Number 5 is romance, love, and connection. So romance, love, and connection, like a love coach, a marriage coach, a sex therapist, right? A sex coach, a person who will teach you and show you how to get married in 30 days, okay? How's a coach that teaches you how to date online? You know, dating online is like the most popular thing nowadays and has been for a while now. And I'm not surprised if there is a coach out there that teaches you how to date online, because there is a strategy behind dating online. You can't just go out there and just willy-nilly it, and next thing you know, you're in a body bag. So you got to be careful. You need to have some tactics and strategy and security in place, right? All of these things. I am sure there is a dating coach, an online dating coach. I'm sure there is one on there, out here. What else? That's number 5, you guys. Number 6 is teaching popularity, confidence, and likability. So this one is really big because I think even in the business world, you have to have a level of likability. People actually have to like you at some level, right? People have to be able to relate to you. And that's how come branding is so important, because if you do branding the monotonous way or the more big corporation way, people are not going to gravitate to you and not feel that relatability sense, right? And that's why it's so important to have more of these see, even that, candid conversations. Having these more candid conversations, doing lives like this, actually causes for people to grow on you. Like, people will actually be like, I kind of like that she went blah, 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 right? You know, just stuff like that. Because it causes you to be a normal person. You're just like this normal person who just happens to talk, and people are led by people who communicate well. You know, one of the things I talk about, I have 7 minutes. One of the things I talk about with my children is the most successful people in the world are the people who can talk. So y'all better learn how to talk. And I give them the opportunity every day to talk to us, to me, to each other, present whatever the fuck, you know, present the fucking milk. Present your toy, whatever it is. I don't care. You're going to learn how to speak, because I had to learn how to speak like really well a few years ago, and I'm 36. I had to learn this maybe in my early 30s. But had I practiced speaking and communicating effectively as a younger adult, I probably would be in a different situation. I would probably be accelerated versus where I'm at today, right? I probably had excelled in my corporate job. I probably had all of these things happen differently, lined up differently, had I spoken and mastered articulation. So popularity, confidence, and likability is all connected to how you speak. Okay, that is not even about today's life. So I'll talk about that in another live. Okay, so that's number 6, guys. Popularity, confidence, and likability. You can actually sell that as a service. One of my clients is a confidence coach. You can follow her. She is at LupitaVCoaching.co. She is a confidence coach, licensed psychotherapist, and she is somebody who talks and teaches how to be likable and how to heal past trauma in a way that causes people to gain more abundance, wealth, love, and all of the things. Last one, you guys, is avoiding pain and saving time. Avoiding pain and saving time. So this is like how to ace the LSATs easily, right? How to play blackjack and win your first $100,000, right? And how to enjoy the holidays with your in-laws. So it's kind of like teaching you how to avoid pain during the holidays. What does your services and products offer? And out of the 7 options, what are they mostly connected to? Colleen, if you're still on, I know you're going to be doing nails here. Nails is connected to health and wellness. Why? Because it's beauty. It is, I think it's improved health and wellness. It's beauty. It's connected to feeling well about yourself. And then it's also connected to popularity and confidence, because when people feel good about themselves, they feel confident, right? People want to admire their nails, like, ooh, cute nails. And it causes them to feel really good about themselves, right? So think about, you guys, whoever watches the replay, what is your services connected to? What is your services connected to? Is it connected to saving money? Is it connected to freedom, right? Are you teaching people how to create a freedom lifestyle? Are you teaching people how to avoid pain and spending and saving time, right? So as a business coach, I actually sell that as one of the 7 things. How do you avoid pain while growing your business? Well, you need to know a roadmap. You need to know strategy. You need to know what works and what doesn't. You need to know the do's and the don'ts, right? Avoiding pain that way. All right, so remember these 7 things, you guys. If I went too fast, rewind this thing, rewatch it. Let me know, out of the 7 things, which do you think your service is connected to the most? And let me know if this was valuable for you guys. And I need to jump off. Thank you so much for being here with me, and have an amazing rest of your week. Mwah. Facebook, thank you again. Have an amazing week.